Welcome to the Motherhood Alliance podcast, the podcast dedicated to empowering moms and families on their health and wellness journey. I'm Brittany Suttner.
And I'm Andrea Rinkus. Together, we're here to explore holistic approaches that go beyond conventional medicine.
Each week, we dive into topics that matter most to you. Everything from nutrition and mental health to alternative therapies and natural living.
And whether you're a new mom navigating the early stages of parenthood or a seasoned pro looking for new ways to support your family's well-being, you're in the right place.
Even better, all of our guests are local small business owners who you can actually talk to and work with. You can learn more about today's guest and connect with hundreds of other health and wellness professionals through our informative and easy-to-use directory at motherhoodalliance.com.
Before we get started, keep in mind that this podcast is for informational and educational purposes only and is not a substitute for personal healthcare advice. Please consult your healthcare provider before making any changes based on the podcast content.
Thank you for joining us on this journey. Are you ready to help your family thrive? Let's get started. Hi, we are Britt and Drea from motherhoodalliance.com, and we are excited to welcome you to a 4-episode series with Jen Borley, a master's level registered nurse and a digestive health professional through the Food Enzyme Institute. Jen owns Alo Health, where she offers a wide range of services designed to support whole body function. Jen specializes in functional wellness, something she came to after her own health challenges weren't getting answered through traditional medicine. That personal journey led her to a path of supporting the body's natural ability to heal by identifying underlying stress and creating individualized wellness plans, which you'll hear about more in episode 1. Jen is a lifelong learner, an avid reader, a hiking lover, and admittedly a bit of a plant addict. She and her husband Scott have been married for 27 years, and they have built a beautiful family with 3 sons, Spencer, Parker, and Carter, plus their new daughter-in-law Dakota, and of course, their granddog Drex. We are really excited for you to meet Jen. Let's jump into today's episode. Hey everybody, welcome to the Motherhood Alliance podcast. We are excited to welcome Jen Borley to the podcast. Welcome, Jen.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
We're excited about the topics that you have prepared here. And the first one we're going to be talking about today is digestive enzymes. I feel like people who follow us and are just kind of interested in wellness in general, they've probably heard of these at this point, but like, what the heck are they? And we're going to be discussing that today. But before we get started, you are a new guest on the podcast, so let's learn a little bit about you. And your fun fact that you shared with us is that you used to sing for wedding ceremonies and in the praise band. So tell us about your singing experience, and are you still doing it today?
Well, to answer the second question first, I am not officially still singing for wedding ceremonies and in the praise band, but I do belt it out occasionally, of course, in the shower, in the car, at home, at weddings, things like that, but not as the official singer and not during wedding ceremonies. I don't want to freak anybody out. You can still invite me to your weddings. I'm not going to interject. But
so we shouldn't ask you for a demo really quick?
I'm not really warmed up. I'm a little out of practice. But yeah, that was a lot of fun. And, I not to say that I won't do that again in the future, but right now, nothing official.
Yeah.
Well, That's something new I didn't know about you.
Mm-hmm. I didn't know that either.
Yeah. Little facts.
I know. This is why we ask them. It's so fun to just get to know people personally. Well, you are the owner of Alo Health, and we'd love to hear about your journey because what you do is kind of unique. How did you have your nursing degree? How did you get into this specialty?
So it's a really long story, which I'll try to give you the Cliff Notes version. I've always went into healthcare wanting to help people live happier, healthier lives. And what I discovered along the way in traditional nursing is that they're really, really good at disease management and preventing people from dying and things like that. They're fantastic. We need traditional healthcare in medicine. But I had a passion to help people overcome symptoms and live more free because I went through a lot of personal health challenges myself that were not resolved with traditional allopathic medicine. And one in particular was an autoimmune thyroid disorder called Hashimoto's. And I felt crappy all of the time and didn't have energy to do what I wanted to do. And when I was introduced to a way to identify the underlying stress in my body and then address it, I started to peel back the layers, nourish my body the right way. Symptoms started to go away, and I started to be able to decrease and then eliminate the need for medications. Mm-hmm. I was actually able to put that autoimmune thyroid disorder into remission. Yay. And it was really exciting.
That is so cool.
Exceptionally exciting. So then I pursued certification through the Food Enzyme Institute that's located right in Madison, Wisconsin, and was able to start practicing as a digestive health professional, and then started practicing on my own, partnered with some people, and then became the co-owner of Alo Health, eventually then the only owner of Alo Health, and then built up things from there as far as how to help people. And I've brought in a lot of other things and a lot of other techniques to help support normal, healthy function so that people can overcome.
Yeah, and you offer a lot in your office. I'm excited about all 4 of our episodes because we're going to be diving into a lot of those different pieces. I know in our last episode together, we're going to be talking about a lot of the therapies that you offer. And again, those are a lot of things that people have probably heard of, like PEMF and red light and hydrogen therapy, like all these different things, but you're going to really break them down for us. So this is going to be great.
With the second episode too, you're going to really deep dive into what you do with Alo Health as well. So stick with that. Stick with us with this episode and with the next one, because I know that what you do is really interesting. So yeah.
But let's dive into digestive enzymes. So can you start with like a definition? What are these? And are these naturally created, or are these like a supplement that everybody should be taking? Help us understand what they are.
Yeah. So digestive enzymes help your body or support normal digestion. Our bodies do make digestive enzymes. Plant enzymes and digestive enzymes in supplement form support the actual breakdown of the nutrients so that you can absorb them into your body. So they pre-digest food. They move nutrients into the cells so that your body can use it as energy. They help ensure a normal immune response to food. And your body doesn't stop making them if you supplement with them, because there's something called adaptive secretion. So that's in essence, when we support and give a supplement of digestive enzymes, you're taking the pressure off of your body to do that. And we can hone in on what specific digestive enzyme you may benefit the most from. And we'll talk more about that in the next episode. There's often a misconception about digestive enzymes that, for one, if you supplement with them, your body will stop using them, that they're like probiotics, and there's a big difference. And what I like to explain, because there's a little picture you can kind of create, is that when you're building a house, you have the wood, the windows, the nails, the shingles, and all of that. Equate that to the nutrients from food, probiotics, vitamins, and minerals. Now, when you have those building materials all by themselves, just sitting there, that's all they can do. You need the workers to put them to work to build the house. Enzymes are the workers. So in the absence of enzymes, your body can't do any of the processes. So as we age, our enzymes, or our ability to secrete them or produce them in the body, does decline due to stress, due to wear and tear, due to breakdown, some breakdown. Now, again, that could be a disease process that has started. So by supplementing with them, we help take that stress off the body.
So is it typically older populations that you see using these, or what? Who are these for?
So anybody who has stress.
Okay.
Well, we'll schedule our appointment now. Yeah.
Right. So I get that question a lot about, well, how long do I need to be taking these? Or like, okay, I'm, a mother or a father of a child who's having certain symptoms happening. And it seems to be maybe food related or around meal times, or they're just not seeming to be breaking down their food right. So my opinion is everybody can benefit from digestive enzymes. But we want to make sure that there's not something bigger going on, because it's not treating a disease. It's supporting normal, healthy function so that your body can heal.
So if you take somebody who is, I laugh, I was going to say perfectly healthy. Well, I don't know who is like that in today's age, but somebody who's really healthy, their systems are all working really well. They eat clean. Their body is producing their own digestive enzymes. what type of symptoms would somebody see to show them that maybe this is something that they should be doing? Because if our bodies are creating it naturally and God gave us these to help do it, to break down the food themselves, like why would we need to supplement if you're a healthy person? So can you give us some like signs or symptoms that are, especially for the younger folks, because you said as you age naturally, these are going to decrease, which that kind of makes sense in my head. Mm-hmm. But like, what are some signs and symptoms people oftentimes experience that it's like, hey, this could really help you?
That's a great question. So the symptoms that people may be exhibiting that would be really like flashing lights would be things like bloating, burping, gas, feeling like you're running out of energy, pain in any place, which could be exhibited shortly after eating or at any time. As far as the younger generation, like even like kids, as the youngest, I've had clients that are under 1, and kids are usually the simplest because they haven't had the time to do the damage that us older people have had. But they tend to just be real simple. And sometimes it's as simple as, let's make sure that they're getting the right kind of food, that they can break it down, that they are chewing, because so many of us don't chew our food. Another fun fact is that food that grows actually has enzymes in it, digestive enzymes. So when you think about an apple, nice and bright and shiny, and then it falls from the tree and it hits the ground and it gets a brown spot. That brown spot is the evidence of the enzymes breaking that food down. So every food that grows has enzymes in it that help digest it. And what we need to do as consumers of that food is we need to chew it. Okay. And I'll often say, when we chew our food in our mouth where our teeth are, our stomach doesn't have to do as much work because we're releasing those enzymes from the food to help it digest.
So our body creates enzymes internally, but the food that we're eating also provides enzymes.
Yes, correct. The only enzyme our body does not make is cellulase. That is plant wall. Think of cellulose. Cellulase digests cellulose. So that's the plant wall. And so when we chew our food in our mouth where our teeth are, we don't have to do as much work chemically in our stomach to break down that food.
That makes sense.
Okay. So are there is there like a wall full of different types of digestive enzymes? Is there like one specific digestive enzyme that just helps with digestion in general? If you maybe have a food sensitivity, are you supposed to be taking this specific digestive enzyme because you have an intolerance technically to dairy, but you don't really care and you're going to eat it anyway, and so this enzyme is going to help you process it? Like, how many are there? Help me understand, how do you figure out what people should be taking? Or is it just like one kind of enzyme in a bottle, and then that's kind of the supplement?
So there are broad spectrum enzymes. There's not a digestive enzyme that I think is bad. So even if you don't use the brand that I prefer, it's going to do you some good if you take it with your food. The misconception out there is that, okay, I take these enzymes one time a day and it's going to help me digest my food throughout the day. And that's not entirely true. To figure out the kind of enzyme or the specific enzyme combination that is best for you, that's where we're going to get into a little bit more in the next episode. However, the general classes of enzymes, they're digestive enzymes. There's going to be protease that digests protein, lipase that digests lipids, and then the sugar digesting enzymes that are amylase, and there are so many subcategories. So digestive enzymes for eating food are one thing, and then there are enzymes that we can use on an empty stomach that may go after things that are not exactly in our stomach anymore, but they're in our system, and that's why we take them in between meals or outside of meal times, so that it can go maybe help support normal lipid levels, help support the body getting rid of foreign proteins that might be in the system. So that would be more like if you have a food sensitivity that you have exposed yourself to, or something that you want to try to get rid of in your body, that's where you would use an enzyme combination outside of mealtime. And I know that's somewhat confusing. We get into more of that one-on-one, and it's not for everybody. It's for specific issues that might be happening in somebody's body. And I can assess for that during the consultations that we do, the physical assessment that I do to help identify which one would be best.
It's very individualized.
It is,
yeah.
yes.
It just, so when you're, when you say that stuff, I know you're trying to be very broad, obviously, because you're not talking to anybody very specific. Because when you talk to somebody very specifically, you're talking to them about exactly what they need. But I'm sitting here thinking like, oh, that seems like a lot. If somebody were to come to you, is it, they usually have some symptoms, there might be something going on and you assess for that. Is this going to be kind of a short-term thing? Is it a long-term thing? Are they going to be expected to take enzymes forever? Does it change? Like sometimes these symptoms go away, so now they need different enzymes. Like what's the kind of the journey for a lot of people?
That is a wonderful question, and I get asked that a lot. So I always believe in your autonomy and your personal decision making. For me, I'll take enzymes every time I eat. I've come a long way from all of the things that I had gone through. And I like to equate it to my family, my sons, because I have a son that will take them every time he eats because of the stress that has been on his body and the things that he's gone through. And he really, really likes how he feels when he takes them. I have a son that'll take them from time to time, like usually when he's over at our house or,
Gotta make sure mom sees me taking these.
Right. But actually asks for them or if he's under times of increased stress. So when you're under more stress, your body requires more nutrients and creates more waste. And so he knows that, okay, I know I'm going to digest this better if I take this digestive enzyme along with it, or he's under a little more stress. And then I have my youngest child who's 20, and he'll take them when he's home from college occasionally. And then he'll ask for some if he's maybe under a little more stress at school as well. What college kid is eating ideally? Pretty much none of them. So he'll take them from time to time. And then I like to talk about my oldest child, my husband. I would have to hand it to him every time, so he doesn't really feel the need to take them. So I like to tell people it's an individual decision. At first, as we're peeling back the layers, I encourage you to take them every time you eat, but it's a new thing. So getting that back into your schedule or getting that into your schedule, it's baby steps. And then you get to make the decision if you want to continue taking them after we've resolved the issues that you initially came in to overcome.
Yeah. For someone who is like, feeling pretty good in general and wants to do this for a wellness and preventative type tool, what would they notice? So like you said, I think it was your oldest, he takes them because he likes how he feels when he takes them, and he doesn't necessarily like how he feels when he doesn't. So like for you, who's been on them even for a while, if you weren't able to take them for a couple of weeks, what differences would you feel from just like a wellness perspective?
That's a great question that I don't know if I would. It depends on how well I'm eating. I know how well I'm chewing my food thoroughly every meal. Not to say that, I'm kind of a food Nazi, so I eat really clean. I might notice a little bloating if I am eating something maybe out of proportion. I really don't go without taking them, but I should try it. I should try not taking them. There have been meals that I don't take them and I don't really notice a ton.
Sure.
It's more of the buildup over time of, taking the stress off. And I'm 50, so I've put a lot of time on the earth putting stress on my body.
Yeah.
And so I just feel better when I do take them as far as energy goes and digestion and elimination. I feel better when I take them.
You mentioned chewing the food is really important.
Yes.
There's obviously the enzyme portion. Do you have any other tips for just having really good digestive health in general?
Oh, yeah.
Meals over snacks. meals over grazing, and make sure there's an order of food that I believe helps with digestion and absorption and elimination. And vegetables first, every meal. Protein and fat, every meal. The other things come after, and if you're full, you may not need them. So get your first things first, the things that are needed first to fuel your body and help your digestion, help your microbiome, feed your microbiome, those things first, and then other things later. And also try to drink your fluids outside of meal times.
Why?
Well, we want to fill up our stomach during meal times with nutrients, not liquid. Liquid goes through the digestive tract faster than solids do. And our stomachs are whoopee cushions, not cauldrons. So we want to signal our brain with the right signals, that stomach to brain connection of saying, hey, my stomach's getting full and I'm going to slow down. But if I've filled it with liquid, that's going to go through faster. And then it's going to kind of be doing that, fill the balloon up, empty the balloon kind of faster. You're going to be hungrier faster than you would be if you just ate a meal, ate the nutrients that you need, and then drink your fluids outside of meal times to hydrate. And also we want to prevent the flushing your food down instead of chewing it.
Yeah.
Because if your fork is in one hand and your cup is in the other, you tend to take a bite, chew just a couple times, and take a drink, and then your stomach has to do more work chemically to break down your food. And again, your teeth are in your mouth, not in your stomach, so use them in your mouth.
Yeah.
And then the salivary enzymes usually are a little more carbohydrate digesting, so we're going to help break down those carbohydrates so that you can actually use them better in your body for energy.
That was a really good explanation of that, because I've heard of separating that, and I'm like, what? Why? That doesn't make. Now it does make sense. That was very good. Okay, we'll do.
Well, thanks for educating us on this, because I'm one of the people that could raise my hand and be like, I've heard of digestive enzymes. I've never taken them. So educate me. And now I feel like I'm really interested to try them.
Yeah.
And we had some teasers in here about what's coming up in our future episodes. So I can't wait to keep diving into those. But we're going to be hitting pause for this one. But before we close it out, I'd love to hear a little bit just about how people can contact you. I believe you have a free consult. Is that correct?
I do, yes. You can schedule a free 15-minute phone consult. You could do that right through our website, aloappleton.com. There's no www before it, so just Alo Appleton, A-L-O, Appleton.com. You can also give a call, 920-221-3444, or email us at aloappleton@gmail.com, and we'll get that set up for you.
Okay, cool. Do you have any social media that you'd like to share? Like, where are you on social media so people can follow you?
So Alo Appleton is at Alo Appleton on Instagram, on Facebook, maybe some of the lesser known social medias as well. If you do a little search on your web browser, you're probably going to find something. And I'd love to have you interact with me on social media, follow, and there's a Facebook group as well, Wellness with Alo. I'd love to have you join.
Yeah, cool. Awesome. Well, we will be back. Next up, we're going to be talking about the actual wellness routine and what people can expect if they come to see you, kind of the difference between functional wellness, functional medicine. Let's learn about what makes you so special, because you really are unique in the Fox Valley. So I'm excited to dive into that one next. If you enjoyed this episode, would you consider leaving a rating or review or sharing it directly with a friend who could benefit from the information? We know that you're a busy mom or caregiver, and our goal is to make your life easier by bringing tips and tricks directly from experts into your earbuds. By sharing this episode with someone you love, you can play a critical role in helping to make their life easier as well. We appreciate your time, and thank you for being a part of the Motherhood Alliance family.